Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Matrix Money Tuesday. Good morning, guys.
Yes. Good. And today might be a really good Tuesday if Bitcoin hits its all-time high. I'll tell you what.
I can agree with that.
We get
especially during the stream.
Yeah, that would be nice. Let's see if that can happen. We got a 30-minute
Rui first today. in the chat today. Welcome, Pascal. Welcome.
Going, Chris.
Yes, we are
very,
close,
very
Chris.
Close. Like super close.
Yes, exactly. The
like button. That's right. Thank you very much.
That's right. Hit that like button.
Like and subscribe. It's probably a good time to note that we're going to be streaming from the main channel, Matrix Money podcast channel. It's linked in the description if you're watching it on one of our individual channels. But going forward next week on Tuesdays, it'll be on the main channel and then rebroadcasted as a recording on our personal channels.
So you got to make sure you're live 10 a.m. with us on Matrix Money Podcast.
Matrix Money Podcast, yes.
Looking forward to that.
Lots of crazy stuff happening today in the markets, right?
Yes.
Let's see. We're almost there, guys.
Let's looking at it live right here. Look. No, it was 68. Oh, wait, 68,999 was the official last all-time high.
Wow.
So we're literally right there.
Yeah.
I looked it up on Google just to make sure I wasn't wrong.
So what's the all-time high?
68,999.99 on November 2021.
68.99.
You know what's crazy about hearing these different all-time highs is like depending on the exchange or depending on who's following the all-time high, I've heard different numbers. Like I've heard that number that you said, CCM, I've heard 69.45.
Yep.
I heard 69.420. I heard that one a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably somebody trying to start some memes, but I mean, we've all heard different numbers, so it's very interesting. But it's just about to hit it, and then it just keeps hitting that resistance. It seems.
69.
Did it?
It's 69 right now.
Oh yeah, baby. There you go. According to the official, right? That's it, and it's 16. Going.
Wow.
All right, you saw it here, folks. You saw it here. Bitcoin all-time high right here on Matrix Money Podcast.
We just had to start the stream. That's what it was waiting for.
Exactly. It needed that little extra push. Yeah.
We have such a big influence on the market.
Yeah, you're right here, Chris. Yeah, exactly. It does depend on what exchange that you're talking about. Yeah, automatic beats. Exactly.
Finally. So if we just broke through the all-time high, whatever that number is going to be, or whatever it was, what's going to be the next leg? Where are we going right now? We're passing 70. We're going deep in the 70s. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, FF.
That halvening is let me pull up the halvening.
Yeah, Jar's on a roll right now. Wow, I'm looking at it on my screen up here as well. This is crazy. I guess while you're trying to pull something up, Jar. I mean, I'm just going to pretty much reiterate what we said last week about the ETFs and then also about mining, because I think those two things are really the catalyst for this growth outside of the halving. The ETF, the buying from the institutions has been absolutely insane, and that coincides with the mining, right? You know, miners can only mine so much, but when people are buying more than you're actually producing, that's why you're starting to see these sort of gains. And I look like it just completely dropped. I don't know if you guys are.
No, it's tanking now. Major rejection.
Took a
major rejection.
Huge dump.
A sell order. I saw.
Somebody definitely had a sell order at the all-time high or a little bit above it. But 70s, like you said, Jar, I definitely see 70s in the future before the halving. I also see like a possible crabbing during the weekend, just because before Bitcoin used to follow the traditional markets a lot. Mm-hmm. Like you would see falls on Fridays, but I think it's going to be a little bit more drastic with the ETF approval. So like weekend volatility is definitely going to be there. And again, that's just my opinion based off of history and then what's going on currently. But that's my opinion on it.
It'll be nice to see when the crypto markets are completely separate entities from the financial markets and they move on their own pace. They move on the weekends, they move whenever they want to move, and there is no effect from the US markets. That'll be nice to see. But yeah, if you want to switch over to the halvening is 44 days away. So we're a little over, well, I'd say about a month and a half right now. We're about a month and a half from that. Personally, I think this is going to go beyond the 70s. It could touch the 80s before the halvenings happen.
Oh, I agree.
And yeah, and like typically after the halvening, there's a huge dip before we get into another cycle. And that's if history repeats itself. So not financial advice, but that's typically what's happened in the past. Are we going in our fourth cycle right now? I think we're going into our fourth. Is it the third or fourth cycle?
2, 3, 4.
Four.
Yeah, we've had this. This is the end of the fourth, so we're going into 5. Yeah.
Okay, we're going into 5. So it'll be interesting to see if it's going to repeat what it's been doing over the last few cycles. That would be very interesting.
Yes.
Diego said 60. Diego, it hit 69, bud. It hit 69.
You missed it, buddy.
If you rewind a couple minutes, you'll see us celebrate momentarily before it dumps. Right.
I love this. Here we go. I like the way he's thinking.
We'll be doing some giveaways. That's happening soon.
But what's this say? Coin market cap just updated all-time high. Oh, there you go with today's date. Yeah, there you go. And yes, look at the dump. Yeah, it is dumping. Hang on, I'll bring that back up. But it seems to be stabilizing right now, which is interesting. I'm with you. I think that I expect it to go into the 70s, and then I think we're going to have a pullback before we get to the halving. But I think by the halving, I think we're closer to 6 figures. I really do.
That's bold. That's bold.
Bold.
That's really bold.
I mean, look at how it's going here. I mean, it's just, and not for nothing. Again,
it's ripping.
You've got these ETFs just buying and buying and buying and buying on the daily. Like it's and it's just getting scarcer and scarcer. It just is. That's again my opinion. And speaking of. I mean, I don't know. You guys haven't discussed it. I haven't discussed it with you guys, but I was planning on doing like a live stream through the halving. I don't know. Do we want to do something like that on MMP, or do you want to just jump on mine and do it on mine with me?
Oh, I was on mute there.
Says April 19th. Is that during the week?
I think that's a Friday or Saturday.
Friday.
Right now, hold on.
It's a Friday. Yeah.
It's a Friday.
I'll take off work.
I'll
do it for the whole dang on day. Let's go.
Well, I mean, and not for nothing. It's kind of been bouncing back and forth because the other day when I checked it, it was the 20th. So that's why I'm waiting a little bit to announce it, like what day I'm going to do it till it gets a lot closer, so we can be at least a little more accurate.
It makes sense for it to be on the 20th, but we'll see.
Yeah, if it's on the 20th, that's definitely a live I would love to do.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk more about that. What else we got going on in our chats right now here? Miners dumping? You think so? I don't know about that.
Traditionally, yes, they have, but seeing these all-time highs happening before the halving is something new. So I don't know if we can follow tradition anymore in regards to what's going on in the market. So I don't personally see miners doing that this time around. Maybe they'll sell a little bit to cover costs, but I think they're going to be holding a lot more this bull run. And that's just
I agree with you.
Opinion, but this is so much different than previous.
And that's why I sort of brought up how there's traditionally a huge drop after the halving. And things are different during this cycle entirely with ETFs and everything else. Like, will there even be a massive dip after the halving, or is this continues to go up? And completely contradicts what's happened in the past. So
yeah,
I think it's got a good chance of doing that, to be frank.
The buying power is definitely there. The amount of holdings that the ETFs have is pretty insane in such a short period of time. So
yeah. I mean, they surpassed MicroStrategy the top two in 1 month, and now BlackRock alone is almost ready to pass MicroStrategy.
Yeah, that's and MicroStrategy's been buying forever, so that's
right.
4 years.
4 years they've been buying, and they just got overtaken in just like a few months. So
in a month, yeah.
Was it a month?
Well, okay, technically, if you're gonna go with the one, yeah. A couple months.
Yeah, that's a short window. Let the run begin. That's right.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got. Anything good here? Oh, sorry. Were you? I didn't mean to cut that off.
Go ahead.
And yes, I agree. Automatic beats. There were sell orders ready, just waiting, and that's why that went once it hit.
Yeah. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going, bro?
Yes, unprecedented territory for sure.
Yep.
For sure. Well, while we're, you know what, I'll bring the chart back up, see what's going on with Bitcoin here. Hold on. Where are we at?
Ooh.
Well, look, it's kind of stabilizing in that 68
there's a green.
spot.
There we go.
Yeah. So we may
see
a
minute
right back up before we're done here today.
Is this a minute chart?
This is the minute chart. Yes.
Minute chart. Okay.
Yep. I figure that's as live as you're going to get.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting to see what happens with the chart, what do you guys got going on? I'm sure you guys got plenty going on in your channels and otherwise. You guys want to?
I'm going to give me 1 minute. I'm just going to bring up another screen here.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, while we have 60 seconds on the floor, just a reminder that we are hoping to have this interview coming up this Friday with Meta Ryuk. He is part of Decentraland. And I just wanted to also say that we will be giving away some mana. So please make it. If you like free token, then come, right? If you don't care about the metaverse, fine. But if you want some free token during the bull run, come. You'll be entered into a chance to win some mana token. So, yeah.
Okay.
Hold on a second here. Oh, I'm showing.
Oh, sorry. Did I go too quick? I'm sorry about that.
No, this is weird. Hold on a second. Just need one more second.
Yeah.
Instant. Oh, where are you? There we go. Nope. There it is. All right, you can show that. There we go.
Oh, I already had it. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is what I'm working on right now. This is the Osprey E300.
Oh, you got one.
I just got it yesterday. I just got it. This thing is loud. I'm not even going to turn on the speaker because it is super. It's roaring right now.
Yeah.
But it's mining ELF. It's my first time using an FPGA device. It's a new kind of miner to me. I think a lot of people have used it before. I've seen some videos out there on people testing different algorithms with it. But I'm giving it a shot right now. I have it for 2 months. It's not mine. They're just letting me borrow it for a little bit and see how it hums away and mines the ELF token. I might also do Radiant. There's a few other algorithms it supports, but I'm going to be dropping a video on what this device is. I'm learning about it right now. Some guides on how to set it up and profitability, because everyone's going to want to know if this is even profitable. So I'll be diving into this little device. It's small but powerful and loud. It's in my garage. My mother-in-law, her room is above the garage, so I'm sure it's pissing her off. I haven't gone up there to see what's going on right now, but we'll find out soon. I'm gonna have to.
That's awesome, dude.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
I like it.
And yes, I'm weird. I put a camera near the miner so I could watch it. The reason why is because I don't trust the Bitmain power supply. And it's heated up and burnt out on me before. And I just want to make sure I don't have any fire problems and I can be aware of it before it happens. That's why there's a camera watching it right now.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
I ordered new cables. If you look to the right, there is.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No, it's fine. I'm just explaining what this is.
Hang on. Where is it? There we go.
There's white cables on the side. Those are from the veteran miner. He makes designed cables, heavy duty, high gauge cables. They just wouldn't work with this device. There wasn't enough outlets on it, so I have to order another set. But typically, when I buy a PSU that's Bitmain, I usually swap out the cables because I don't trust them. 2 sets of mine have caught fire. So
you're not the first person I've heard say that. To be honest.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
what's
don't know
going
if
on
you
with
saw
me
that
right
there. Just so you know.
Oh, Chris, you're welcome. I'm glad you got the miner. Happy you got it. Make sure you reset it. I don't know if I reset it. Not like I'm gonna get any Bitcoin anyways, but make sure you reset. I'm not even sure what the wallet is in there by default. But congratulations once again. What's the name of the FPG? It's the Osprey E300. That's the manufacturer and that's the model name. What it mines and everything else in detail, I can't give you too much information because I'm still learning about it myself, but I'm going to be digging in. I just received it yesterday, plugged it in. It's mining lithium. It looks like it's getting me about 3/4 of a coin per day. Still trying to figure that out right now.
That's extremely good.
Yeah, and that's
that
not
is good.
Cranked up. This is all default settings, so I'm gonna try to turn the dial a bit and see what happens.
Also, they have the E100. That's like, I think, because I was looking at this, I think it's around like $1,900. But what you can do is if you have the funds for the E100, you can get the E100, and then they sell the board separately. So then you can like slowly upgrade to an E300 just by buying like 2 more boards, because essentially the 100 is just 1 board, the E300 is 3 boards. So that's just throwing that out there for people who don't want to spend the $5,000 to $6,000 for the E300 right away and just want to test it out.
Yeah, don't blame. That's a good idea.
A typical miner like me, my cap is usually $1,000. So if you can go that route and upgrade as you profit, that would be pretty good. Like if the miner can pay for the upgrades,
right,
it's a nice cycle you can go into.
Yep.
Jardis Fry weather miner cones. Oh, does it come with mounting brackets? Yeah. Give me a second. I'll double check. I'm not sure. It comes with pole mounts. I think that's the only thing that it comes with. It's like these U-shaped mounts that you can strap to a pole. But anything beyond that, I don't believe it has. And that goes with the Weather XM weather miner as well. But I'll double check and I'll get back to you in a sec.
Yeah, weren't you trying to like create a bracket or something? You said in your video.
Yeah, so the pole, I'm using like a standard fencing pole in the backyard that's mounted to a cinder block, and I had it on top, but the Weather XM device is just too small for that. So I'm using tie straps to hold it in place.
Oh, tie straps, that's what it was. Yeah.
It started snowing, the ice is there and everything else. So I didn't get around to it. Now that it's warming up outside, I have an adapter that I picked off on Amazon that takes it from a 2-inch pipe to a 1.5. It should go on, no issues. Yeah.
Nice. Let's see what's going on here while we're still bouncing around in that area. That's all right. It's all right. We'll be seeing more of that. Okay, what just happens? Oh, there it goes. I don't know. My live chat just like flaked out on me. Let's see what we got here.
I guess like I have a question for you guys, so there's not too much dead air in this live. But I hear a lot of talks of the Ethereum ETF, and I know that we talked about how big the Bitcoin ETF was in impacting the price, also with mining as well. But ETH isn't mined anymore. It's proof of stake, but they're still issuing ETH out, even though there isn't a finite supply. It's like infinite, right, with ETH. But once the hype of the Bitcoin ETF dies down, and then there's some sort of stabilization at some point with the price, and then the Ethereum ETF is the next big thing. Do you think that that's going to impact the price of Bitcoin and other alts, or do you think that it's solely just going to impact the price of ETH and that be it? And I know that this is like talking, way out in the future.
Yeah.
Way far out in the future. But what are your thoughts on the potential of a Ethereum ETF and how it impacts the markets?
Well, I personally think that it's gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. I think we got a ways to wait for that, frankly. Personally, I'm thinking beginning of next year. Again, that's just my opinion, old guy opinion here. But as to your answer, or to your question about the pricing, I think we're starting to see, frankly, people speculating about that right now, which is why Ethereum is kind of like slowly just kind of going right up there. And I think it will definitely affect the Ethereum price. But if and when that happens, the second ETF approval, I think, is going to bring so much more, what's the word I want, exposure to the crypto space. I do believe that, yes, it's going to affect the overall market.
Yeah. It definitely validates the space when another ETF gets approved of another coin. Ethereum, I'm with you on it happening much later. Next year, I don't see it happening. I don't see how it could happen this year. I think they're going to wait for the cycle of Bitcoin to go through before they even start talking about Ethereum. But will it impact other coins? Absolutely. And anything that's a layer on top of it, any layer 2s that are on top of Ethereum.
Yeah, that's a good point. Those will be the ones. Yeah. Kind of like Ordi and Stacks with BTC.
Yeah, it's going to have exactly. It's going to have that sort of effect where it's just going to trickle down onto other coins that are layered on top of it. And then anything else that's in parallel, Solana being one of them, BSC, and just anything else that's in parallel of its own chain with projects that are building on top of it, I think it's just going to bring exposure to everybody else. It's going to have a dramatic effect. I think once you get that second ETF in there of a secondary coin, it's going to have a huge impact on the cryptocurrency market on its own. And
I agree.
Yeah,
Mike has an interesting take here, I think, with regard to that, where he's like, because of the fees, and Lord knows Bitcoin fees are way up. So are ETH fees. I mean, I can't even stand sending ETH anymore. But he's right. Will people be just looking for something with lower fees? I mean, we talked about Tron before. I mean, look, you know what I mean?
It's such a good argument. Like, if I just bought a node on Ethereum just a couple of days ago, and the fees were like $6. The node costs $300, but the fees were almost $100. So it's like a quarter of the investment was just in the transaction fees. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. And the whole selling feature of crypto is low transaction fees, right? So if you want to sell the product, you got to show up with the anything that goes along with it has to be able to sell it, right? And the transaction fees is supposed to be one of the biggest selling points.
Right. I mean, how do you scale with high transaction fees? You don't. My humble opinion. You guys agree?
No, I
disagree?
agree. No, I agree with that. It's hard to disagree. In regards to scaling, I mean, it's very difficult.
Even with AVAX, like when AVAX was touching all-time highs, those fees are also creeping up as well. It'll be interesting to see if the other chains like Solana and everything else, when they actually boost up there, how it impacts the transaction fees that go along with it.
No, you're
right. Only
right.
Growth is going to tell us what the real impact is going to be.
Yeah, and a lot of these chains have updates coming in the future to help with the scaling problem.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. I know Solana has a big one coming up that, I mean, will be absolutely insane if they pull it off, which I'm sure they will. I don't know if it'll be without any hiccups, knowing that
network might
pass,
go down a little bit,
but the idea that they're still developing that chain is awesome. I mean, as somebody who hated Solana last year, I'm growing to like it, especially after me selling my Pepe on Ethereum and it costing me roughly $100, and that's cheap. Because before it was like almost $200 for me to sell my Pepe, and I had to wait a little bit to get rid of it. But yeah, that's ridiculous. $100 just for fees, just to rid my token is absolutely
right
insane.
to sell it off. I know.
I can't even imagine using DApps if.
Right.
Just one sell cost me $100.
What do you guys think about this? Chris's comment here
with ATFs. Staking aspect. That's a great question. How someone can manipulate this out of chaos. Yeah, that's a really good perspective right there.
Yep, I agree. I mean, we're already seeing it with where you've got certain, excuse me, validators who are following OFAC rules. Again, again, whatever you believe about any of that doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that they can do it is a problem.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
So I can appreciate Chris's comment here, frankly.
Yeah,
I think that comment probably is more in reality than we think. It's I know part of it may seem like a conspiracy, that there could be some manipulation, but I mean, why wouldn't you? If you are an institution that is buying up something like that, and then there is proof of stake, why not, stake that ETH and then manipulate? I mean, it behooves you as an institution, even if you don't act on the manipulation side, it behooves you to stake it, which in turn will make it so that it's more easily for you to like manipulate the coin. So like, I don't know. I feel like there's some truth to that.
Yeah, because it's for profit, right? So whatever they're doing is going to be on the side of making money. And manipulation is going to be a key tool to make profit if you can control how the market moves. So
of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my brain's churning right now, and I did not think of that in regards to the ETH ETF like at all.
Yeah.
And that is kind of worrisome.
It is very worrisome. I didn't think about it either, but it is very worrisome. Like I said, we already see it. So just even the fact that he brought it up. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Chris. Just kidding.
HBAR, very low fees. Yeah, that's another one that's out there with really low fees.
Let me take a look at HBAR. Is that Hedera?
Yeah, yes, Hedera Hashgraph. Yep. And they've got a lot of things going on. Again, more centralized as far as blockchains go. But I feel like they're more on the side of positive decentralization, I guess, for lack of a better phrase at this point.
Got a couple minutes here. Which node did I buy? That was HighChain. It's a game node. So I have almost ROI'd on my Zai Games node. So, I mean, why not try another one? So I picked up HighChain. The fees are very high. It was, when I purchased it, it was 0.2 ETH. That's how much I spent. The fees were almost $100 when I was buying it. Maybe I bought it at the wrong time, but they creeped up there quite a bit. I think the price for a HighChain node is still 0.2 ETH. I posted it on X. I usually post whatever I'm buying on X.
Yeah. And yes, you're correct. It's Hashgraph. It's not blockchain. It's a completely different. Boy, say that 5 times fast. Completely different. Litecoin has a big upgrade soon. I haven't got the deets about that, but I did hear. I did hear about that. Sorry.
HBAR I don't know too much about. I gotta jump into that one. I keep hearing about this one. I have a little bit of it just out of speculation, but I haven't done any research on it.
Yep. A lot of things with HBAR. Honestly, they've got their fingers in a lot of proverbial pies.
Maybe bring up the Bitcoin graph because I have to rule.
Yep.
Same
Hang
here.
on.
Yeah,
same here.
see what we're at right now.
Why is this not? It won't let me bring it up with us here.
Look at that!
Wow. Yep. Dump.
But remember, this is the minute chart, so
Yes, also true. Also true. But I
Yeah.
mean, regardless the
Right
price,
in.
you're down below 67 at this point.
Yeah.
Down below 67. So.
Still nice to see all-time highs. Happy that we saw
definitely.
that today.
Yes. Yeah. On the stream. Bonus. Absolute bonus right there.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. So listen, just to remind everybody, next Tuesday, we're going to be just on the Matrix Money podcast channel. So if you haven't already gone over and subscribed to that, make sure you do that. The link's in the description. Just Matrix Money podcast at 10, and then we'll rebroadcast on our own channels after the stream is over.
Yep. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you guys for joining. Have a great Tuesday.
Later.
Yes. Take care, everybody. Later.
Bye.